What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. Today on drboycetv.com, we're going to talk about this super phenom, the super talented young Black woman by the name of Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri is now officially the fastest woman on earth. I'm going to talk about the financial side of Sha'Carri's journey, why I'm very proud of her. And also, I'm going to give you a profit alert. If you stick around to the end of the video, I'll share a stock that I believe in, that I'm going to invest in. And so I'm going to make this conversation worth your while. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on drboycetv.com right now.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. Now, let me ask you all this. Give me a yes in the chat to let me know you can hear me okay. Quick sound check, microphone check, 1 2 1 2. Give me a yes in the chat if you can hear me. Also, give me the city that you're from. Let me know what city you're coming from, and I will shout your city back. Let's see. Justin Pender from New York City. I see you. J.S. Preezy, I see you too. Who else? Let's see here. J.S. Preezy's from Jersey. Treese, B1 to you too. Kenneth Reed from Detroit. Who we got? C-Dub out of San Francisco Bay Area. C-Dub, that sounds like a Bay Area name. I love that. That's E40 country. Let's see here. One of the most brilliant guys ever. I don't know E40. I know his sister Sugar T. Let's see. DT Black first. What's going on? The Mac of the Year. Don't care about that hair hat. Oh, okay. All right. Derek, A.L. Bird or A.L. Air Jr. I see you, Derek. NYC. Let's see. Thank you for the mic check, C-Dub and Miss Julia out of Harlem. God bless you. Clay Hardy and Treese. Good to see you from New Haven, Connecticut. All right, so let's get started. El Edsla from Selma, Alabama. All right, so how many of y'all follow Sha'Carri Richardson? Did anybody else see Sha'Carri just literally show her butt in a good way? She's shown her butt in a bad way before, but she really just tore it up at the World Championships. Has anybody been watching the World Championships? Sha'Carri Richardson she's the first American woman to win gold at the World Championships, I think since 2017. The late Gwen Torrance, RIP to her, was the last American woman to win the Worlds. And Sha'Carri, she was stunned, almost like she couldn't believe she had won. And she just, really made me happy and proud of her because she handled her win with tremendous grace and pride. I was wondering how she was going to get along with the Jamaican women because you had that sticky moment last year where, things didn't go so well for her. But let me just tell you, Sha'Carri, not only did she win, but let me tell y'all, y'all know, I don't know if y'all know, but it's quiet as kept. I'm a huge fan of track and field. I'm a huge fan. And so I know I follow a lot of the track athletes on Twitter, Fred Curley, who's some other Grant Holloway. I ran into the sister that was a world champion in the 200 meters. I don't know if she was a world champion last year. I think she was. She was the U.S. champion. Gabby Thomas. I follow all the track athletes basically, and I used to be a track coach. And so I'm a big fan. Of course, I ran track back in the day. I was captain of my track team, and so I just have so much interest in all of it. And I'll tell you, and you're right, Fred Curley. I did Fred choke? I wouldn't say. I don't know if Fred choked. I think that the problem is that it's just super competitive at that level. It's so competitive. One little misstep can make the difference between getting first place and fifth place or sixth place. And Noah Lyles, congratulations to him. I didn't know if he could actually step up and win the world championships in the 100 meters, and he pulled that off. So if you haven't been watching, the world championships have been so much fun to watch. And Sha'Carri just made it even more interesting by doing something that was really remarkable. And I'm super excited about what we can hopefully see in the women's 4x100 meter relay because I think that they're going to give the Jamaicans a run for their money. In case you don't know, the two women that got second and third were Sharika Jackson and Shelly Ann Fraser Price from Jamaica, who who kind of, I think people felt like they dissed her a little bit when they all raced last time. So this is, some kind of revenge for Sha'Carri. But one thing I'm going to say is, she hit all the right marks. She went out and she was gracious. She was talking to the ladies, and they looked like they were cool. I don't know if they're really that cool in real life, but it's really about perceptions, imagery matters, and Sha'Carri just handled it very well. I really thought that she ran a great race. Her time was really good, by the way. She ran 10.65 and she ran it into a headwind. So 10.65 into a headwind is a very fast time. If she'd had a tailwind, she could have ran 10.5 something, which puts her just a notch below the Flojo. Flojo, I think, ran 10.49. Flojo's hard to beat. I don't know if anybody, it's going to take a while before they break Flojo's record. But if anybody could do it, Sha'Carri might be that person. She might be that one who could do it. And so, I'm going to tell you this. I think that Sha'Carri really, so somebody gave her some good advice and she listened, and I was very happy about that. Last year, I'll tell you the truth. I wasn't happy with what I saw last year. Part of being a good brand as an athlete, and this is financial for Sha'Carri, it's going to cost her millions of dollars based on how she carries herself. Part of being a good brand is showing that you can be a good winner and a good loser. If you're a sore loser, but you're only happy when you win, people are not going to want to partner with you. It's going to be hard to get endorsement deals, things like that. And I don't think Sha'Carri handled it very well when she felt perhaps a little embarrassed last year when she got beat by the Jamaicans. Can she recover from that? I mean, sure, I think she could. Next year's an Olympic year. I think I heard her make a statement that I thought was very well prepared, where she said something like, what did she? I think she said, "I haven't grown, I've changed," or "I'm not back, I've grown," or she said something to basically say that really wasn't me. I don't remember how she said it, but she said something to the effect of, it's not like I'm back. I think she said I didn't come back, I've grown, or I didn't come back, I've changed. Something that's basically say that really isn't me. Like, I'm not the same Sha'Carri coming back. And I'm better. Thank you. Is that what she said, Queen Nandi? It was something like that, but I liked it. I liked the statement. I said, okay, this is good. This, if I'm a corporation, I'm thinking about endorsing her or having her endorse my product, and I've got brand association. Again, this is business now at this point. I'm gonna be okay with that because Sha'Carri has a tremendous amount of appeal. And I think that what companies are probably wondering, I'm putting on my finance professor hat here. I think companies are wondering, okay, is she going to be a loose cannon? If she's not happy or if the deal goes bad, is she going to go public and act a fool and go crazy and go off on social media and just burn the building down, do a Kanye West? Or is she going to be able to handle it with grace, like, say, an Allison Felix or whatever, who also had issues with Nike, but she handled it in a slightly different way? This is all important. This is gonna make that. Thank you for Tony Douglas for correcting me on this. I couldn't get the statement quite right, but I appreciate you giving me her exact words. Yeah, she said, "I'm not back, I'm better." I thought that was a brilliant statement. I thought that was beautiful. I think that's the kind of statement that people want to hear because people give you second chances. America is a country that's full of second chances. Marion Barry got busted with crack and still got to be mayor of New York City. America is okay with you not being perfect. I think what the country's not okay with is you kind of stonewalling, right? And not sort of admitting that there's room for you to grow or that you've evolved, right? And so I think that she's evolved. I think she's showing a lot of class right now, and I really love it. Now, here's what I'm wondering. There's another lady who is really talented who is running against Sha'Carri. Her name is Gabby Thomas. Gabby Thomas is kind of like she's basically the closest thing we have now to, say, an Allison Felix. She's got a big, beautiful smile. She went to Harvard. She runs the 200 meters in 21.6 seconds, which is absolutely insane, like insanely fast. Like I ran into Gabby Thomas in the airport, and I literally fanned out. I usually don't. Usually people who will fan out when they see me in the airport. I fanned out when I saw her. I told my wife, I said, I saw Gabby Thomas, and I couldn't believe it was her. I saw she was wearing the New Balance She had New Balance sneakers on, and I said, "Don't nobody wear no damn New Balance." She's endorsing New Balance, trying to make it cool. Yes, sir. I mean, for real, honestly, like, how many of y'all would wear New Balance? I'm not. There's almost nothing you can do that makes New Balance cool. I'm sorry, Gabby. I love you. You're great, but they kind of gave you an impossible job, right? You're taking your grandma's shoes and trying to make them cool and trendy. I don't know if that's going to work. However, there's a little bit of a rivalry between Gabby and Sha'Carri, and this could be a healthy rivalry, but the way it's spilling out is that it's not a healthy rivalry. That Sha'Carri, there's been some words exchanged that it could affect the relay team when they go out there and run the 4x1. Gabby should be on that relay team because she can run a straightaway like nobody's business. She's got those long legs, and that girl could kill the second leg. Sha'Carri brings it home. The U.S. gets the gold. It's beautiful. But unfortunately, from what I've been sort of reading, there are politics sort of dividing them and causing a little bit of drama spilling over into on the Twitter. And I really don't. I hope that it works. I hope they work it out, right? I hope they work it out because if Sha'Carri can get a gold medal in the 4x1 and then possibly medal and maybe even win the 200 meters, that's going to be great for her. I mean, now you're in the season on the highest note possible. It's a beautiful comeback story. You're marching into an Olympic year as the defending world champion. That's big money for her. That's big opportunity for her, and she's got big talent to back it up. I don't know if she can beat Gabby Thomas in the 200 meters, though. I don't think she can do that. But then again, though, it'll be settled on the court or on the track, so to speak. So if you haven't been watching, I encourage you to check it out. These women are bringing an awesome amount of positive energy to women's sports, and I really think it's exciting to watch, and I'm really happy to see it. And I just think Sha'Carri right now, she's making me super proud as a track coach. Because I like to see Black excellence on the track. Because I used to be a track coach, and I'm still a huge fan. But anyway, do me a favor if you could, please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe if you have not done that yet. Also, I'm going to give you a profit alert. I mentioned the stock that I like, and actually, if you want to get profit alerts sent to you via text, all you have to do is text the word stock to 31996. I'll send you stocks that I like each week. I'll also send you our $5 a day investing plan that we have in the Black Business School that can convert any family into wealth within less than a generation. It's very easy to do. A 5-year-old could do it. Don't let it scare you. My PhD's in finance. I made the plan as simple as possible, but it's very, very effective. We give it to you for free. This is free. This is free medicine. Take one of these and call me in the morning, but call me in 20 years. Like, it's not, fast money doesn't really work in investing, but slow money can be very powerful money, and you can set up generational legacies. So text the word stock to 31996. Also, I have a Telegram channel for Black investors or those who want to be investors. Just go to drboycetelegram.com. You can go there too. All right. So the stock that I like right now actually is a company. They make Titleist golf clubs, and the ticker symbol is easy. It's golf, GOLF. GOLF. That's the stock that I'm going to buy, and the reason I'm going to buy it is because there's evidence that I've gathered to say that this could be a good investment. Again, nothing's guaranteed, and this is not investing advice. This is just me telling you what I'm going to buy. So feel free to go take a look at that company if you want to. How's Dr. Alicia feeling? She's feeling better. Thank you for asking, C-Dub. Let's see. F. Francine says, I thought New Balance was for grown folks. Yeah, I think you got to be extra grown. I don't know if I'm grown enough to wear New Balance. I'm sorry. I'm not that grown. I don't know if I'm ever going to be that grown. I'll be that grown when I'm in my casket. Then they can put some New Balance sneakers on me when they put me under the ground. Because I don't think New Balance. But then let me stop. Let me stop being silly. Let's see. What's your email address, Dr. Watkins? You can reach out to my team at manager@boycewatkins.com. The word manager, I'll type it in the chat, manager@boycewatkins.com. And just make it quick though, because she gets a lot of email, and she's going to probably read like the first sentence. And if it doesn't, if it's not getting to the point quick, she might end up scanning through it just because my manager ends up being very busy. So, but yeah, if you have something for example, we do stock market trainings and stock options trainings, and I do trainings on my new book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. for groups and churches, things like that. So if you have a group that would like to bring me in, you can email manager@boycewatkins.com. You pay the deposit, you find the venue, and we can market it for you, help you get people out there. All right, so let's see. LW says Boyce looks like he wears New Balance. I do not wear New Balance. Thank you very much. I was playing basketball in a pair of Jordans. Thank you. And I almost beat my daughter's boyfriend. He barely beat me in the game of horse. But wait till I get my jumper back. I'm gonna kick his butt. All right. So anyway, let me see here. I'm gonna answer some more of your questions. Let's see if anybody has any thoughts or questions or anything like that. Let's see. Gabby has a long stride. She's gonna be hard to beat in the 200 meters in Paris. Yeah, Gabby does. She has very long legs, and she's good, and she looks good on camera, and I think she's gonna be, they're probably thinking about how to set up endorsements for her. And and to be honest with you, there tends to be this light skin bias that they have. It went back to Lolo Jones, and probably even before that. If y'all remember Lolo Jones, it was a real controversy because Lolo Jones didn't even medal in her event, but they were still giving her all the attention because she was a biracial woman. And Lolo didn't ask for that. I read Lolo's whole bio, and I remember her father was a black man, and I don't think he was a good dad, and it made me kind of sad about that. But anyway, she grew up super poor in the hood, everything else. But because she was light skinned, she got certain advantages. And she said, I can't control the fact that the media wants to talk to me. But the two dark skinned girls that beat her were kind of jealous. They were like, wait, I got a story too. Like, why are you not interested in me? And that really speaks to kind of the racial bias that does exist. So Gabby Thomas probably benefits from that light skin privilege that does pop up. But Gabby Thomas is also super talented, and she's a lot like not quite, but similar to Sydney McLaughlin. Sydney McLaughlin is probably arguably one of the top 2 or 3 athletes in track and field in this whole generation. Maybe one of the best athletes on earth. Like she's that extraordinary, and she happens to be light skinned, right? So so there's going to be a bias. She's very, she's an attractive girl and all that. And a lot of people want to argue that the only reason she gets that attention is because of what she looks like, and that's just not true. Sydney McLaughlin is an absolute badass. I mean, Sydney McLaughlin is a complete beast. She's like the Michael Jordan of track and field right now. She's unbelievable. So I don't think it's fair to make that assessment. But yeah, the email Autumn is manager@boycewatkins.com. Manager@boycewatkins.com. All right, so let's see. Any other questions? Let's see. Any other comments, questions? Let's see. I'm gonna look at what you guys have to say. I'm just kind of hanging out. I don't have a whole big agenda or anything like that. And by the way, my website is boycewatkins.com. So if you want to go to boycewatkins.com, I got free stuff there. If you want a copy of my book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power, my kids will ship you a copy. Also, my podcast is on Spotify. So if you have Spotify, you can find it there. Just look up my name. Let's see here. Dadu says Gabby Thomas is good, but Sharika Jackson 200 meters or something. Yeah, that's so true. It's gonna be heavy, right? I almost feel like I want to do like since all these great black women are kicking butt in track and field, I almost want to like start doing like some commentary on track and field. I don't want to make this a track channel, but I'm super interested in like I'm following like every single all the races and everything. And there's a young guy, a 1,500-meter runner that's out of my hometown of Louisville. I don't remember his name, but he is a superstar in the 1,500 meters. You know what I'm talking about? Let me see. He's running the men's 1,500 meters at the Worlds, and he's out of Louisville, Kentucky. Let me see if I can find his name. This guy is Yared Nagusi. He went to Notre Dame. He's out of Louisville, Kentucky, and he won the NCAA men's 400-meter championship in 2019. But he's a star. He's like just absolutely killing it. And I think he broke the American record. So he's going to be interesting to watch. I don't know if the men's 1,500 meters has been run yet, but it's going to be good. Hey, Dr. Vibe, how you doing, brother? Again, like I always do, I got to say everybody should go follow Dr. Vibe. He's got a great show. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price is amazing. Yeah, she's amazing. She's interesting because she's just super professional, right? You love somebody who's really talented and balanced and fun to watch and professional. It's just great to watch. Athene Mo, that's another great one. Athene Mo is beast mode in terms of talent. I don't know. I got to see what Athene is doing in the World Championships. I can't remember if she's actually going to do the 800 or not. I got to double check that. I haven't seen Athene, but I know she's around somewhere. I assume. I think Sydney McLaughlin is hurt. let's see. I'm sorry, I was being starstruck because you said my name last time. The email address. So Autumn starstruck. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you, Autumn. Everybody, help. Let's help Autumn out. All right. So here's the email address. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you, just for you, Autumn. Don't get too starstruck now. I want you to write this down. I'm gonna put it up there for you. All right. So there you go. All right. So it's right there on the screen. I'm leaving it up there for a couple minutes, and you can get the email address down. So if you have some business you want to conduct with us, that's the email address you can use. All right, so let's see. Next question is, when is day 2 of the stock options training camp? Day 2 is going to be Wednesday. That's tomorrow night. Thank you for reminding me. Tomorrow night at 7 p. Sorry, I said tomorrow night. I meant to say Wednesday night. Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. And in fact, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out an email tonight to those of you that are in the stock options training camp. If you'd like to join, everything's recorded, everything's saved. So if you still want to learn about stock options, we're doing day 2 now, but we're going to do a bonus day because the first day, that was when the COVID hit the household and the house was kind of in disarray. So we got a good 2 hours in and everything's recorded. But I want to give you a bonus day. So we're going to do a third day as well. And we're going to start digging into some option strategies and going and actually buy some stock options. So if you'd like to get information on the training camp, I can send out a text. Just get on the text list. Text the word stock to 31996. If you text stock to 31996, I'll send you all a text message if you want to still sign up. Everything's yours for life, and you can bring your whole family. So it's really buy one, get 3 free if you want. Just buy one membership for your whole family, and you can bring bring your baby mama and your kids and your spouse. All right, so let's see here. Next, so many sponsors chose Abby Steiner as her athlete, and she failed to make the world championship. It's funny how that works. Yeah, well, Abby Steiner, in case y'all don't know, Abby Steiner is a white girl, and let me say this: Abby Steiner, you're 100% correct. Abby Steiner did not even make the world championship team. Was there some racial bias in terms of her opportunities for sponsorship? Probably, right? Absolutely. I'm not going to disagree with that. Now, what I will say in some pseudo defense of Abby Steiner is that Abby Steiner can run her ass off. Abby Steiner broke a 30-year-old record in the indoor 200 women's 200 meters. I think it was the outdoor too. I think she owns the collegiate record in both of those in the indoor and the outdoor 200 meters. And I think that the indoor record had been set by Gwen Torrance way back in like 1992. I mean, she wasn't even thought about in 1992. I think she was probably born in 2000 or 2001. So for her to break a record that was set years before she was born, that does speak to her having tremendous talent, right? So I don't think you can look at Abby Steiner as just kind of like a Vanilla Ice kind of person or an Elvis Presley type of performer. She really is good. But where racial bias might show up in a corporate sponsorship is when you're selling products, the biggest consumer market in America is white people. And that's just a fact, right? And so the idea that a black brand endorser or brand ambassador is going to have the same impact economically as a white one, I think honestly is a bit far-fetched. I mean, is there racism there? There is racism, but not in the way you think. It's not like they simply said, okay, we're going to just make sure we pay the white girl more money than black people. I don't think they're doing that. I think it's more like looking at it and saying, if we have this, the golden girl, this white girl, and she's running it faster than all the black girls, at least at the college level, then that's going to get white people inspired. White people, unfortunately, because black people we just dominate sports at the level that we do, there is such a thing as the great white hope. And it doesn't make me angry when I see white folks getting excited about an athlete or two that they admire. I don't get upset about that. I don't think that's a bad thing. I do the same thing. How many of y'all, anybody else in here, when you're watching a track meet or you're watching a basketball game or watching anything, who else cheers for the black person? Who cheers? If there's one black guy, when Tiger Woods used to play golf, and let's assume Tiger counts because we know Tiger's complex, but when Tiger used to play golf, how many of you wanted to see Tiger win? Maybe some of y'all didn't. Maybe some of y'all didn't like him because of the Coblation thing. But really, I wanted Tiger to win. I took pride that Tiger beat the crap out of all those guys. Like, I loved watching Tiger just mutilate the competition. That made me proud. right? I mean, Tiger was so good, he was breaking records that were 200 years old. It was insane. Like there were records that were set before golf even became a sport in the United States, and Tiger broke those records too. That's how bad he was. And I got so mad when he married that crazy lady who I think she put a golf club upside his head. I think she should have been arrested. That's why I believe Tiger took 2 weeks out of the public eye. I believe that she attacked him physically with a golf club, and then after that, it was like his whole career derailed. It was like 2009 was when Tiger officially became an old man. And I think that was too soon. I think he was right on the verge of breaking Jack Nicklaus's record for the number of majors won. He had so much that he still had to do, and he was able to do it. But unfortunately, he's an example of how, when we talk about bad culture, I don't think it cost him economically. I mean, Tiger is worth probably $1 billion by now. But in terms of missed opportunities, Tiger got into the porn stars and the drugs and whatever else the trappings are of his lifestyle. And I think that derailed him. I think that he's gonna grow old with a few regrets, because if Tiger had a good one, maybe a good 4 more years playing at the level he was playing at before 2008, 2009, he could have broke a few more major significant records. He could have gotten that Jack Nicklaus record. So, long story short, I don't get mad when white people cheer for white people. I don't get mad at white people who love Larry Bird or white people who love, white boxers, because I like black boxers. I like the black players, and I don't want anybody telling me that I'm a bad person because I cheer for my own people. That's why I don't get mad when you cheer for your people. I say, hey, you cheer for yours, I cheer for mine, and we just make it into a fun little competition. Because I do think in America, and Dr. Claude Anderson speaks to this, economically speaking and otherwise, you are in competition. And unfortunately, slavery was designed to make you as uncompetitive as possible. They didn't want black people to compete. They never wanted black people to be able to. That's why they rigged the game against you. That's why they wouldn't let black men into the NBA, because they knew what we would do if we got into the NBA. That's why they don't want black men in sports like tennis, black women either, because they don't want more Serenas and Venuses and Tigers and all these other people that come in and dominate. So I personally think it's just game on. I think that you shouldn't get offended when white folks want to compete with you. I really don't think you should just curl up into a little ball like a little bitch and just whine about it. I think that you just stand up and you fight. You compete and you say, you know what, you cheer for who you want to cheer for. I'm not offended as long as you let me cheer for who I want to cheer for. And let's throw down. Let's make it a competition, and let's see. May the best man win. May the best woman win. I like that. And the thing about this too in sports, since we're kind of on a sports note, and we start off talking about Sha'Carri and everything else, I really keep going back to when we had our own sports leagues, when we had our own version of NASCAR called the Golden Glory Sweepstakes. Go look it up. We had our own professional football leagues. We had our own Negro leagues of baseball. We had all these leagues. Even black horse jockeys used to dominate horse racing. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that black men dominated horse racing in the Kentucky Derby for years? All the best jockeys, all the jockeys that won every single year were always black. And then when the black men started making a lot of money and getting a lot of power, that's when they started kind of pulling the black men out of the sport. So ultimately, though, what I really think is in this generation, as we move forward, as we learn the mechanics of ownership and understand things like marketing and distribution and just what that looks like, I think that over time, we'll be able to compete in other ways. We'll be able to compete by being the owner, by being the boss, and so I personally, just going back to Sha'Carri, I like her a lot. I know people, when I'm honest and I give my honest assessment of things, because people see things in black and white, they thought I was being critical of her. And the only reason I was being critical of her was because I expected more from her. I was only being critical because I wanted to see her go out here and really shine. The reason I was critical was the same reason I'm critical of my daughter. When I see my daughter acting a fool, I say, you're better than that. You could do better than that. What are you doing right now? And so with Sha'Carri last year, I was not happy. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way she handled losing. I didn't like the way she presented in public. I didn't like some of the incidents that were happening. I didn't like the stuff she did on social media. I felt like she got carried away with being with getting all the attention from the rappers and everything else, and people cheering her on and telling her to behave in a way that was not conducive and supportive for her long-term development. Those were not her friends. People saying, "You go, girl, and keep on going and do your thing and talk your shit." I don't think those are your friends. I think your friends are the people who say, come on now. You're really showing the effects of your trauma. Maybe you seem unhappy when somebody's fighting all the time. It's usually because they're not happy. It's because they have something going on internally that needs to be dealt with. I feel like Sha'Carri probably dealt with some trauma, and I think that people who are traumatized tend to fight a lot. And so, really, I think but that her getting out there and winning, I'm super happy about it. I was watching how she carried herself after she won. She really, really did a good job. She was graceful with the Jamaicans. She was graceful in the interview. I think that there's some development happening here. I did hear, before I heard her use the word me a lot, like I'm just doing this for me and thinking about me and I and me and I. And I wish that could change into something like we and us, because I think that there are a lot of people out there that are rooting for her. And I think she has to remember that too. But then again, though, I'm just sort of cherry picking at that point because there's nothing else. I mean, she did everything right in that race. She deserves to be world champion, and I hope she makes $1 trillion because of it. And I'm really looking forward to. I'm encouraged. If you're watching the World Championships, the women's 200 meters is going to be just an absolutely amazing event to watch. Also, the 4x1 is going to be interesting because Sha'Carri is going to be on that team, I think, with Gabby Thomas. And I want to see if the American women can beat the Jamaican women. That's going to be good. Also, the men's stuff is going to be good because you got Noah Lyles, who is who's the fastest 200-meter dash runner since Usain Bolt. He broke Michael Johnson's American record, which was set about 27 years ago in 1996. And I think that Noah Lyles possibly has an outside chance of catching Usain Bolt's 200-meter record, even though I don't really see that. I think the time is super fast. Bolt was just such a beast in the 100 and the 200. Like I've never seen anybody just dominate the fastest men on earth that way. That was weird to me to see him just be that good. I just don't, I just can't, I still can't figure it out. And I hate the fact that he retired so early. I hate that, especially given that he lost a lot of his money with that financial advisor situation. But either way, though, watching the American men compete in the 200 is going to be good. Watching them in the relay is going to be good. Also, the women as well. And then what else? Somebody says height. Yeah, Jay Massey, it could be height, right? It could be height. But the thing about it is that height doesn't guarantee that you're going to be the fastest person. I mean, there are lots of people out here that are 6'5". There are a ton of 6 foot, and most of them can't run that fast. So Bolt just had this extraordinary combination of fast twitch fibers and long stride that just allowed him to just do some amazing stuff. And quiet as kept, Tyson Gay, who happened to be from my home state of Kentucky, was if Bolt had not been around, Gay would have been one of the fastest human beings in history. It kind of sucks that guys like him and also another guy by the name of Walter Dix don't get their proper respect in track and field history because Bolt kind of just he was like the big oak tree that kind of took all their shine. Like he running with Usain Bolt pretty much meant that nobody was going to know how great you were. But really, if you're a true track fan, you would know Tyson Gay. If Tyson Gay was running right now, he would have been world champion in the 100 meters, I believe. He's run times that would have won the world championship this year. And Walter Dix would have won the 200 meters. When Usain Bolt ran both of his world records in the 100 and the 200, Walter Dix and Tyson Gay were the only two guys that were within shouting distance of him running faster than any human being has ever run in history. So anyway, long story short, that's me. That's me being a track and field fan. And I hope I'm not boring everybody with this. I hope I'm getting you maybe interested in taking a look. I think the World Championships are fun to watch, and we're going into an Olympic year, so don't be surprised if I come back and talk more about the Olympic stuff. I'm super excited about it, and maybe it's just me being a little bit of not so much a hater. I'm not a hater of what they're doing, but I definitely wish I used to want to be that fast. Like track used to be my inspiration, and actually that's where I picked up my work ethic. If anybody's ever run track, what you'll know is that track and field is the hardest practice that there is. Like there's no practice of any sport that's harder than track. I talked to my friend Oh gosh, he played for the Bears. He's married to Layla Ali. Oh my gosh, I should know his name. Why Curtis? Crap. But anyway, he's a friend of mine, and I'm bad with names, but I like him a lot, and we had great conversations. And he played for the Chicago Bears, and he said, but he was also a track star. And he said, man, I tell my friends, Curtis Conway, thank you, brother, thank you, Tony, man, you saved me because you feel bad for getting your friends' names, but I'm an introvert. I don't have a lot of close friends, honestly. I keep my circle super tight, and so my relationships tend to be few and very very deep. And you know, and so sometimes I just literally, if I'm in the moment with you, I'm there. But when I'm not there, it'll just zip out of my brain. That's how I keep my sanity. But anyway, Curtis Conway, great athlete, great track athlete and football athlete. And Curtis and I were talking on the phone for a long time, and he said that he tells his friends from football, he says, no, football practice is hard, like the two days and stuff like that in the summertime, that's hard, or getting hit is hard. He said, but nothing compares to track practice. Like track, we would go to track practice back in the day, and literally the coach would make us run until we puked. Like we would just vomit everywhere. And then you still have to keep running even after you throw up. You know, and then when we would go and do the other sports, like I went to basketball practice because they canceled track practice that day, and I wanted to run with the basketball team. And the drills they were doing were like a joke to me. I was like, "Are you kidding me? We only have to run 50 yards, 50 feet down the field." And he talked about playing football and being a wide receiver, and he said that he could make the defensive backs tired by simply sprinting down the field 2 or 3 times, and he would see how tired they would get. And he said for track practice, that's nothing. Running a couple 100-meter dash sprints, like that's easy. You're still 100%. So basically, track is a really tough sport, and actually, and this is where sports really helps you if you apply it the right way. What I did really in my life that helped me succeed at almost everything that I tried to do is I took the work ethic I picked up from sports and I just applied it to academics. And I did that in college. And that's why I blew away the competition academically. Like there was nobody even close to me in terms of GPA or in terms of like not only did I have the highest GPA, but I would take extra classes. Like everyone else is taking like 15 credit hours or 18. I would try to take one semester, I tried to take 27 credit hours. I don't think I finished 27. I think I finished with 24. But either way, though, I would do crazy stuff like that just to push myself to another challenge because track really taught me how to push past my limits. It taught me how to feel pain and feel like you can't go another inch, but still be forced to keep going. And I found that when I applied that same energy to other things, it allowed me to, it gave me like a superpower, you know? And so I think that anybody who loves sports or who's played sports, I think that we should remember what sports gives you that's bigger than just the sport, you know? So if you got a son that's playing football or basketball, or a daughter that's doing some kind of a sport, prepare them for the big game, the really big game. The real championships in life are not on the field. It's the championship against white supremacy. It's the championship, the economic championships. It's all this other stuff, you know, because in life there's so much competition. There's so many challenges that Black people have to face, so many different things that we deal with. And I think that having something in you that gives you a value system that encourages you to work hard, set goals, do your best, never give up. That's the kind of stuff that creates champions in life. That's what helps you win. So anyway, that's enough of my yap, and I did enough rambling today. Thank you all for letting me do that. I appreciate it. I know today is a different kind of day. We're talking about track and field. We never talk about it, but I appreciate you indulging my interest in this sport. And I encourage you to check out the World Championships. Is really, really good stuff. And again, congratulations to Sha'Carri Richardson. I hope that Sha'Carri continues her success. I was super happy to see her win. And I honestly did not know if she'd make this kind of a comeback, but man, did she prove everybody wrong. I mean, she really went out there and got it done. And I'm gonna tell you, that was some Black girl magic watching Sha'Carri finish that race and run against the Jamaicans, who also are super, super talented. And Sha'Carri deserves it, you know, and let's hope that she protects it, maintains it, and builds on that, because she could be a legend in track and field. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good night. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to head on out of here and go spend some time with my wife. So I will see you all soon. And by the way, the stock pick for the day, the stock that I like right now is Golf, GOLF. That's the ticker symbol Golf. So feel free to take a look at that. Also, don't forget, I have a new book out. It's called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. If you'd like a copy, just go to my website, boycewatkins.com, and my kids will mail you a copy of this book. You can get it autographed. I will sign it. I just signed a bunch of them today, and they have a bunch in stock, and they can send them out to you. Also, don't forget the All Black National Convention happens October 20th in Atlanta. You can go to allblacknationalconvention.com if you want to learn more. And I'll be in Los Angeles on September 8th. So if you want to come to the LA event, just go to boycewatkins.com. There's information about all that stuff on my website, plus free things you can pick up, like the training on how to make money without working, the $5 a day investing plan, a whole lot of good stuff that'll help you and your family. So have a good night, everybody. God bless you. I will check in with you tomorrow, and I hope you sleep well. I'll see you all soon. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.